Our theme this month is reaping the harvest, coming into the fall and into the beginning of winter and the holidays, reaping the harvest. You know, one of the natural truths in life is that reaping, which is to gather or bring in the crop, reaping is always about harvesting what was done in the past, isn't it? We begin by sowing the seeds. We water, we cultivate, we fertilize, we protect from pests, and we wait for the right moment to take the action, to take the bounty, if you will. And that is just like in our lives, isn't it? We always obtain, acquire, receive, and accept an outcome as a consequence of our own actions. This month, the theme of my talk is reaping the harvest, and today the topic is reaping the harvest from the past. You know, in Hawaii, talk story is very popular with the native culture, with the kama'aina, but also with visitors to our islands who have an interest in and dedication to the rich Polynesian influence in the culture. In the Hawaiian ohana, this is the heritage passed on. Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen, who are the authors of a large compendium of Chicken Soup for the Soul books, included in that group, Chicken Soup for the Soul of Hawaii. I found it particularly poignant that their dedication page reads, "We dedicate this book to the kupuna, the elders of the culture. Their wisdom and their gracious spirits were the light that guided us on this journey." So as we begin this journey of reaping the harvest this month, I want to open by talking about how the past is a part of the life experience of each one of us and how it influences who and what we are in the present. True to my calling, though, as a metaphysician, I'll also call your attention to how much of that we can choose to keep, how much to modify, and how much to acknowledge, bless, and release. There is undoubtedly value in bringing forth that which is within our past that continues to serve us in the now moment as our life journey proceeds into new and expanded vistas. There's also risk in bringing forth that which is within our past when it no longer has positive value for the person we have become. And of course, the measuring stick of which is which and how to discern that is always in the hands of the individual himself or herself. So let me share with you a story from Chicken Soup for the Soul of Hawaii. There was a woman who lived on the mainland who loved visiting her grandparents in Hawaii. Her father had been born on Oahu, and she loved the pidgin English, she loved the steel guitars, she loved the exotic foods when she visited her grandparents. She loved the beaches and the ocean. She loved that no one there called her a haole. She was proud to be accepted as a Hawaiian with, as she described it, her kinky hair, her wide features, her olive skin. Though her mother had red hair and fair skin, Dina displayed none of those features. At the age of 12, Dina discovered that her father's father was Afro-American, and his birth mother, her father's, Hawaiian Japanese. because in the 1940s, interracial marriages were not yet accepted, even in Hawaii. Her father was hanai to a couple known by her father's mother. And the father's mother knew what loving parents this couple was to their own children. So his mother gave him to Jules and Mary Ruiz, and they raised him as their son. Dina's mother showed her a small yellowing snapshot of her father's mother, Lillian, with her black hair and her almond eyes. Dina said she realized then, she was about 12, she realized then that she was Irish, English, German, Afro-American, Japanese, Hawaiian. It explained why on the mainland she didn't look like any of her classmates, or why she would never look like one of Charlie's Angels. For a teenager, a mixture of questions and confusion, which she said caused her to stop talking about her heritage. So many fragments, nothing specific. Then, when she became an adult, something unexpected happened. She returned to Hawaii, and the intensity of the feelings immediate. For the first time, she looked like a lot of other people. She moved more freely. She ate healthier. She got up to watch the sunrise. She laughed more freely. She said, "It's not that I found myself as much as I became myself." Hear the difference there? Hawaii became a preference for her, then a priority. And that had such a profound effect on her husband, Clint, and their family, that they made Hawaii their second home. Out of this, she said, I've learned two important things. One, the magic of Hawaii brings people of different backgrounds together in passion, in love, and in friendship. And two, that I am Black, Japanese, Irish, English, German, and Hawaiian all the way. Her name, Dina Ruiz Eastwood. Sometimes our concept of talk story is different than what I've just described. Sometimes it's about thrashing over ground that has already been harvested and reiterating what's wrong, not what I would want to call my heritage. Many of you have heard me say often that one of the main reasons I've chosen to make Hawaii my home is that very diversity that Diane Ruiz Eastwood describes so poignantly. Not the details of it, but rather the blending of people, of cultures, of colors, and of heritage. You see, when the past is a hindrance, it presents obstructions that are like the hangovers of belief. The truth is that no past mistake can hinder or obstruct the flow of divine intelligence, manifesting divine attributes like freedom, happiness, activity, and power. In other words, never limit your view of life by any past experience. You can plant your next crop to harvest whatever you choose. You can plant a new crop. You can add additional land to plant. You can even add processing the crop after harvest, if you choose. So what I'm talking about here in the metaphysical sense is changing your thinking to change your outcomes rather than thrashing the old outcomes by talking story. Ernest Holmes said, "I look to the future with great and pleasurable anticipation, knowing it expands my opportunity for radiant self-expression. I love my past, and I understand that it is a continuation of the unbroken chain of life, but I do not allow myself to bring discord from the past into the present. Instead, venture forth into a life of action with the will to do, the determination to be, and the joy in becoming. Because our past has no bearing on the present moment unless we bring it into the present and by doing so, empower it. So if you want to talk story, make it good, make it rich, bring forth the heritage that serves you now." I bring you that message from Diane and Clint Eastwood. And so it is.
So it is.